everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am just going to do a review on a new Essence palette. This is new and I believe it's also limited edition. It just hit the drugstore. So there's two shades. I picked up number 1. This is the Essence Counting Hearts eyeshadow palette in 01 Love You a Latte. I love me a latte. So basically this is a mix of 28 metallic and matte and sparkling shades. Has incredibly high pigmentation and soft texture for breathtaking eye makeup looks. Avoid inner eye contact. That is interesting since it is a eyeshadow palette. Very interesting. It is made in China and it does contain carmine. So it is not vegan and I guess not considered cruelty-free since it does contain carmine, and if you know, carmine is from crushed beetles. Gross. So this is what the palette looks like. I've never used this palette and I don't know what it's going to be like, so we're just going to create some sort of eye look and I'll let you know my thoughts and opinions. So first I'm just going to apply my Benefit, as always, Stay Don't Stray Eye Primer. Okay, so first I'm going to set my whole eye. They're all kind of sparkly. There's no really matte shades to set the whole eye. I'm gonna go in with this one here. This guy, it's the second one. This shade has a sheen to it, but it is pretty. So next I'm gonna take this brown, which looks like a matte. We're gonna take that on a Real Techniques base shadow brush. And I'm gonna start to work that into my crease. So now I'm gonna take the exact same shade on this little Urban Decay. It was in one of their palettes. I'm gonna take the same shadow, the brown one, and I'm gonna start to run that underneath the lash line. The shadow is going on super nice. It is highly pigmented. So next I'm gonna take this darker matte brown shade on the same brush we used the other brown shade, and I'm gonna use this into the crease. I'm just putting this directly into the crease, just a little bit, and blending it out. I think it's doing a really good job. This palette retails for $15 in Canada. So far it's pretty good. Can't really complain too much. The shadows are pretty pigmented. They're obviously not like the highest quality shadows you're gonna get, but they're pretty pigmented and they are blending out really easily, so that is a good sign. I'm also gonna take that same dark shade and run it under my lash line, but keeping it just on the very outer edge. I want to see how a purple performs in this palette, so let's pick up this purple shade. I'm taking a Nude by Nature. This is one of their, it's a concealer brush, but I'm using it for my eyeshadow. I'm taking this purple shade. When you tap off the product, there's a lot that falls off of it. So this color, it kind of sucks. It's a little patchy. There's a lot of fallout. I'm gonna spray my brush with a little bit of the MAC Fix Plus. And I'm gonna dip back in with the same shade and see if it makes a difference. It definitely makes a massive difference when you use some Fix Plus. Now, the only thing I am noticing that it doesn't, when the water gets on the shadow, it's that weird, I don't know, it's almost like the shadows obviously are not meant to be used wet, so then it gets this weird crusty, hard thing that you kind of have to like scrape off, but the shadow itself needs the Fix Plus or else it goes on really light and patchy. You basically have to take your nail and like scratch off the wet part in the palette in order to like get off that hard crust. So in the inner portion of my eye, I'm gonna go in with this champagne kind of, it's like a champagne color. I'm gonna go back in with the dark brown shade again, back into the crease, just add a little bit more definition. There is a lot of fallout on this palette, so it's best to do your eyeshadow first and then apply your face makeup. That would be the best situation. I'm taking the same light shade that I use on the inner portion of my eye and putting it in the inner corners. This is a really pretty shade. I'm gonna take this really pink shadow and run it underneath the lash line. Next I have a NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the color Rust. I'm gonna put that in my waterline first. And then I'm also gonna smudge some of it on the upper lash line. And then I'm going to take a tiny bit of black eyeliner as well. This is the NYX just black retractable eyeliner. So taking a tiny bit of the black. I'm using a Quo, this is the liner brow brush. And I'm just pushing a little bit of black into the liner. Okay, so next I'm going to apply some Bourjois mascara. This is the Twist Up the Volume mascara. Okay, so while I was letting my camera cool down, I applied some false lashes. These are the Sali lashes in the style Flawless. So I put those on. And then I'm just going to do a quick lip. I'm taking the Rimmel Cherry Kiss lip liner. And then I'm going to stick within the purple theme here today. And I'm going to go in with the Bourgeois Velvet number 14. This is their Rouge Edition Velvets. They're really nice. And I just got this new gloss in the mail. We're gonna try it out. This is the Almay Goddess Gloss. It sounds very fancy. Has the reflex in it, so it's making the lip look lighter. I like it. I'm just gonna apply this just to the very center of my lip. So just in the bottom and then right in the Cupid's bow. I hate when you can't get a lot on the sponge. I think it's good for kids. I think it's good for teenagers. That's what I'm trying to say. I think if you are a teen and you are looking to, you know, get an eyeshadow palette for $15 and that has a different variety of colors. So this one's more of like the neutral and they put a pop of color in the center. They also have another one in store which has more bright shadows, which would obviously be fun to play with. So I think if you're maybe starting out in makeup and you just want to kind of play with some shades, I think this is good for you. Obviously, I think that the heart packaging is very kid-like. If you had to give this to a grown woman, I think she would kind of be like, a little bit like, not too sure about it, especially if they're bougie. They wouldn't like it. And to be honest with you, I thought that the more neutral shades that I tried did perform pretty good. They blended out fine. They were pretty pigmented. When it came to the more colorful shades, not really. I did try wetting my brush. I had to wet my brush to make this shadow right here apply more pigmented. And then it left that weird, when you get the brush wet, left a weird imprint that kind of like ruins the shadow. So these are not meant to be used wet. You should not spray your brush first because it just ruins the shadow. Obviously there's more, there's a million more shadows that I could play with and create different looks. But for the shadows that I did try, meh, they're okay. They're somewhat pigmented. I'm not a huge fan, to be honest with you, of this. It's just okay, in my opinion. I feel bad, but I usually like a lot of Essence stuff, but it's just, this one is just not really making me absolutely love it. But I do think it's great for a teenager or someone just starting out in makeup and they just want a little bit of colors to play with. I think it's good. On my eye look does look pretty. I think it is pretty, but it's very textured in some areas and I had a hard time with a couple of the shadows. But, you know, other than that, it is okay. It's fine. Okay, so this will be the end of my review on the Essence Counting Hearts palette in number 1. If you did find this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.